The Gemini lesson that turns into a shortcut. There is a lesson coming for every Gemini right now that most people would overlook. But if you catch it, it becomes the fastest shortcut you have ever been handed. And here is the thing. This lesson does not arrive with fireworks or dramatic announcements. It arrives quietly. It shows up in the moments where you feel torn between two directions, where your mind races faster than your heart can keep up, and where the world seems to be asking you to choose one version of yourself over another. If you are a Gemini or you have Gemini in your chart, you already know this feeling. That restless energy, that sense that something big is shifting beneath the surface but you cannot quite name it yet. You feel it in your chest. You feel it when you wake up at odd hours. You feel it when conversations that used to satisfy you suddenly feel shallow. Something inside you is demanding more. More depth, more truth, more alignment. And what most people do in this moment is resist. They push it down. They distract themselves. They scroll through their phones and pretend that nothing is changing. But you are not here by accident. You clicked on this video because a part of you already knows that this energy is not something to fear. It is something to follow. And what I am about to share with you over the next several minutes are the specific lessons that the universe is placing directly in your path right now. These are not vague predictions. These are real grounded truths that Gemini energy is being called to learn. And the ones who learn them, they do not just grow. They leap forward in ways that shock everyone around them. So stay with me, because by the end of this, you will understand exactly why this moment matters more than you think. Tip 1. The lesson of slowing your mind long enough to hear what your soul is actually saying. Gemini, your mind is your greatest gift. Everyone knows that. You process information faster than almost anyone around you. You can hold 2 conversations at once, juggle 5 ideas before breakfast, and still find room to wonder about something completely new by noon. But here is the lesson that is landing right now, and it is one that could change everything if you let it. Your mind has been running so fast for so long that it has started to drown out the quieter voice underneath. That voice is not your logic. It is not your reasoning. It is something deeper. Call it intuition. Call it gut feeling. Call it soul wisdom. Whatever name you give it, the truth is the same. You have not been listening to it closely enough. And that is not a criticism. It is a recognition. Because the world rewards speed. The world rewards cleverness and quick thinking and sharp responses. And you have built an entire identity around being the person who always has an answer, who always has a plan, who always has the next move figured out. But there is a difference between having an answer and having the right answer. There is a difference between reacting quickly and responding wisely. And that difference is what this season is teaching you. Think about the last time you made a decision purely from your gut. Not from analysis. Not from weighing pros and cons. Not from asking 12 people for their opinions. Just from that deep, quiet knowing that sits in the center of your chest. How did it turn out? If you are honest with yourself, those gut decisions have almost always been your best ones. The problem is that you do not trust them. You second-guess them. You run them through your mental filter, and by the time you are done analyzing, the moment has passed or the clarity has faded. This lesson is asking you to stop doing that. It is asking you to create space between the noise of your thoughts and the signal of your deeper knowing. And creating that space does not mean you have to meditate for an hour every morning, although that would not hurt. It means pausing before you respond. It means sitting with a question for a day before you answer it. It means letting silence exist in your life without immediately filling it with words or plans or distractions. The Geminis who master this, they become unstoppable, because they still have that incredible mental speed, but now it is guided by something deeper. Now their quick thinking is aimed in the right direction. And when speed and wisdom work together, there is nothing that can hold you back. So this week, this month, this entire season, practice the pause. Let your soul catch up with your mind. You will be amazed at what it has been trying to tell you. Tip 2. The lesson of releasing the need to be understood by everyone. This one cuts deep for Gemini, because you are a communicator at your core. Words are your currency. Connection is your oxygen. You thrive when people understand you, when conversations flow, when you feel seen and heard and appreciated for the complexity of who you are. But here is the uncomfortable truth that this season is forcing you to confront. Not everyone is meant to understand you, and more importantly, You do not need everyone to understand you in order to move forward. There is a pattern that many Geminis fall into, and it looks like this. You meet someone or you enter a situation, and you can feel almost immediately that the other person does not quite get you. Maybe they misread your enthusiasm as superficiality. Maybe they see your curiosity as indecisiveness. Maybe they hear your many interests and assume you lack focus. And instead of accepting that this person simply does not have the lens to see you clearly, you try harder. You explain more. You bend yourself into different shapes, hoping that if you just find the right angle, the right words, the right version of yourself, they will finally understand. And in that process, you lose something precious. You lose the energy that was meant for your own growth. You lose time that could have been spent with people who already see you. You lose pieces of your authenticity every time you reshape yourself to fit someone else's limited perception. The lesson here is not about becoming cold or closed off. It is about becoming selective. It is about recognizing that your energy is a finite resource, and every hour you spend trying to convince someone of your worth is an hour you could have spent building something meaningful with someone who already believes in you. This does not mean you stop being open. Gemini will always be open. That is part of your magic. But there is a difference between being open and being available to everyone regardless of how they treat you. There is a difference between being communicative and performing your depth for people who are not interested in receiving it. The most powerful version of you, the version that this season is calling forward, is the one who speaks freely but does not chase understanding. The one who shares generously but does not beg for appreciation. The one who knows that the right people will not need a translation guide to your soul. They will simply feel it. And when you stop wasting energy on the wrong audiences, something remarkable happens. The right people find you faster. The right opportunities show up with less effort. The right doors open because you are no longer standing in front of locked ones, knocking until your hands are sore. Let them go. The people who are meant to walk with you will not need to be convinced to stay. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Tip 3. The lesson of turning your scattered energy into a single powerful force. Gemini, you have more ideas in one morning than most people have in a month. Your mind is a fountain that never stops flowing. And for most of your life, that has felt like a superpower. But right now, this season is asking you to look at something honestly. How many of those ideas have actually become real? How many of those brilliant plans have moved from your mind into the world? How many of those projects that excited you at 2 in the morning are still alive a month later? The truth is that scattered energy, no matter how brilliant, produces scattered results. And you deserve better than scattered results. You deserve the kind of outcome that happens when all of your intelligence, all of your creativity, all of your passion gets focused on one thing long enough to see it through. Think of it like sunlight. Sunlight on its own is warm and pleasant, but when you focus it through a lens into a single beam, it can start a fire. That is what your energy is capable of when you stop splitting it across 15 different directions. And I know what you are thinking. You are thinking that focusing on one thing feels like a cage. You are thinking that narrowing your attention means giving up all the other possibilities. But that is not what is being asked of you. You are not being asked to become a different person. You are not being asked to stop being curious or multifaceted or endlessly interested in the world. You are being asked to choose a primary target. One area of your life that gets the best of your energy for this season. One project that gets your morning hours. One relationship that gets your deepest attention. One goal that you pursue with the kind of consistency that turns potential into reality. The other interests do not disappear. They wait. They simmer. They add texture and richness to your primary focus in ways you cannot predict. But they stop competing for the driver's seat. There is a version of you that has been held back not by lack of talent, not by lack of opportunity, but by the simple fact that your energy has been spread too thin for too long. This lesson is asking you to gather that energy, pull it inward, aim it with intention, and then watch what happens when the full force of a Gemini mind is pointed at a single target. The results will not just surprise you, they will redefine what you believe is possible for your life. And here is what nobody tells you about focus. It does not kill your creativity, it amplifies it. When you pour all of your Gemini brilliance into one channel, that channel overflows with innovation. You start seeing angles that nobody else sees. You start making connections between ideas that seem unrelated to everyone else but are obvious to you. Your natural gift for seeing patterns becomes a weapon of precision instead of a net cast too wide. The Geminis who have achieved the most remarkable things in history were not the ones who did everything. They were the ones who did one thing with everything they had. And the world could not ignore the result. So ask yourself right now, what is the one thing that matters most? Not the most exciting thing, not the newest thing. The thing that, if you gave it everything you had for the next 90 days, would change your life the most. That is your focus. Everything else can wait. Tip 4. The lesson of letting go of the version of you that everyone expects. There is a role you have been playing, Gemini, and you have been playing it so well for so long that you might have forgotten it is a role at all. You are the light one, the fun one, the one who always has a joke ready, a story to tell, a way to make the room feel brighter. People come to you when they need energy. They come to you when they need laughter. They come to you when things feel heavy, and they need someone to remind them that life does not always have to be so serious. And you do it beautifully. You really do. But here is what almost nobody asks you. How are you really doing? Not the surface answer. Not the quick deflection that you have perfected over decades. The real answer. The one that sits beneath the smile. The one that you only let yourself feel at night when the distractions run out and the quiet creeps in. This season is asking you to stop performing lightness when you are feeling heavy. It is asking you to give yourself the same permission to be complex that you give to everyone else. Because the truth is, you are one of the deepest signs in the entire zodiac. Your duality is not a flaw. It is evidence of range. You can be joyful and grieving at the same time. You can be hopeful and afraid in the same breath. You can be the life of the room and simultaneously the one who needs to be held. And all of those things are true at once. But the world has trained you to show only the bright side. The world has rewarded you for being easy, for being adaptable, for being the person who never makes things heavy. And so you learn to hide the other half. You learn to tuck it away, to process it alone, to deal with your darkness in private while performing your light in public. That pattern is breaking now. Not because you are falling apart, but because you are growing. Growth requires honesty, and honesty requires you to stop editing yourself for other people's comfort. The people who truly love you, they want the whole version. They want the Gemini who cries and the Gemini who laughs. They want the one who has doubts and the one who has dreams. They want the mess and the magic because that is what makes you real. So this is your permission slip, even though you should not need one. Stop performing a version of yourself that only shows half of who you are. The right people will not leave when they see your depth. They will lean in closer, and you will finally feel the relief of being fully known instead of just widely liked. Tip 5. The lesson of choosing depth over novelty in your relationships. Gemini energy loves the new. New conversations, new perspectives, new connections that light up the brain and make the world feel full of possibility. And there is nothing wrong with that. Your ability to connect with almost anyone is one of your most beautiful traits. But this season is shining a light on something important, and it is asking you to sit with a question that might feel uncomfortable. Are you using novelty as a way to avoid depth? Think about it carefully before you answer. When a relationship starts to get real, when a friendship moves past the easy stage and into the territory where vulnerability is required, do you stay, or do you suddenly find a reason to pull back? A new person to talk to, a new project to focus on, a new interest that conveniently takes up all your time. This is not a judgment. This is a pattern. And patterns only have power over you when you refuse to see them. The truth is that depth is harder than novelty. Depth requires you to show parts of yourself that you have kept hidden. Depth means sitting in silence with someone and not filling the space with words. Depth means being seen in your imperfection and trusting that the other person will not leave. And for a sign that thrives on movement and mental stimulation, stillness can feel like a threat. But it is not a threat. It is an invitation. An invitation to discover that the richest experiences of your life will not come from the 100th new connection. They will come from the 10th conversation with the same person. From the moment where someone knows you well enough to hear what you are not saying. From the kind of trust that only forms when two people have weathered something difficult together and come out the other side still holding on. You do not have to give up your love of the new, but you need to stop letting it steal you from the depth that is waiting in the relationships you already have. There is someone in your life right now who wants to go deeper with you. Someone who has been patiently waiting for you to stop running. Someone who has seen your surface brilliance and wants to know what is underneath. This season is asking you to let them in. Not halfway, not with one foot out the door, all the way, because the connection you are looking for, the one that makes you feel truly understood, truly safe, truly home, it does not live in the new. It lives in the deep, and you have to be willing to stay long enough to find it. The irony is beautiful when you think about it. The sign that loves variety the most is the sign that has the most to gain from consistency. Because when a Gemini finally goes deep, truly deep, with another human being, the connection that forms is unlike anything else in the zodiac. It is electric and tender and endlessly fascinating. All the things you were searching for in new connections were actually waiting for you in the one you almost walked away from. Do not walk away this time. Stay. Dig deeper. What you find will change the way you see love and friendship and human connection forever. Tip 6. The lesson of speaking less and listening to what the silence is telling you. This might be the hardest lesson on this list for you, Gemini, because silence has never been your natural territory. You live in the world of words. You think in sentences. You process by talking. You understand by discussing. And all of that is valid. But right now, the universe is turning down the volume on your external world so that you can hear something that has been whispering underneath all the noise. There is a message that silence has been trying to deliver to you. And every time it gets close, you fill the space with a conversation, a podcast, a phone call, a plan, a thought, a worry, anything to keep the quiet from settling in. Ask yourself why. What is in the silence that feels so threatening? What are you afraid you might hear if you actually stopped long enough to listen? For many Geminis, the answer is surprisingly simple. You are afraid of hearing the truth. Not a terrible truth. Not a devastating revelation. Just a clear, honest truth about what you actually want. About who you actually are when you strip away all the roles and expectations and performances. About what your life would look like if you stopped making decisions based on what sounds good and started making them based on what feels right. Silence is where that clarity lives. And you have been avoiding it. Not because you are weak, but because clarity demands change. And change, even positive change, requires you to let go of something familiar. This season is creating pockets of silence in your life, whether you want them or not. Plans will cancel. Conversations will fizzle. Distractions will lose their appeal. And when that happens, do not panic. Do not rush to fill the void. Instead, sit in it. Breathe in it. Let the quiet wrap around you like a blanket instead of a cage. Because what you are going to discover in that silence is not emptiness. It is fullness. It is the accumulated wisdom of every experience you have ever had, finally getting a chance to be heard. It is answers to questions you forgot you asked. It is direction that your busy mind kept overriding with logic and analysis. The Gemini who learns to befriend silence gains access to a level of inner knowing that most people spend their entire lives searching for. You do not have to become a monk. You do not have to give up your love of conversation and connection. But you do need to create small windows of quiet in your day, where nothing is demanded of you and nothing is being consumed. 5 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes before bed, a walk without headphones, a meal without a screen. These small acts of silence will become the foundation of the deepest transformation you have ever experienced. Trust the quiet. It has been waiting for you. Tip 7. The lesson of finishing what you start even when the excitement fades. Let us talk about something that every Gemini knows but rarely admits out loud. You are extraordinary at beginnings. The spark of a new idea, the first chapter of a new book, the opening weeks of a new habit, the early energy of a new relationship. You come alive in those moments. Your eyes light up. Your brain fires on all cylinders. You feel unstoppable. And then somewhere around the middle, something shifts. The novelty wears off. The challenges appear. The work becomes repetitive instead of exciting. And that voice in your head starts whispering about something else. Something newer. Something shinier. Something that promises the same rush you felt at the beginning of this thing that now feels ordinary. And so you move on. Not because you failed. Not because the thing was not worth finishing. But because the feeling changed. And for Gemini, feeling is everything. But here is what this season needs you to understand. The magic is not in the beginning. The magic is in the middle. The middle is where character is built. The middle is where real growth happens. The middle is where the difference between a dreamer and a builder is decided. Anyone can start. Very few people can sustain. And the ones who sustain are the ones who change the world. Think about every goal you have ever abandoned, every project you left half-finished, every skill you started learning but never mastered. Imagine if you had pushed through the boring middle on just one of those things. Where would you be right now? What would you have built? What would you know? What would you have proven to yourself about your own capacity? This is not meant to fill you with regret. It is meant to fill you with resolve, because there is still time. There is always still time. And the lesson arriving right now is specifically designed to give you the endurance you have always lacked. Not physical endurance, emotional endurance. The ability to keep going when the excitement fades and the only thing left is discipline and commitment, and the quiet belief that what you are building matters, even when it does not feel thrilling. You do not need to finish everything, but you need to finish something. One thing, the most important thing, the thing that will still matter 5 years from now. Find it. Commit to it, and when the middle gets hard, and it will get hard, remind yourself of this truth. The people who achieve extraordinary things are not the ones with the most talent. They are the ones who stayed when everyone else moved on to the next shiny thing. Be the one who stays. Because here is a secret that the universe reserves for the ones who endure. The reward for pushing through the middle is not just the finished product. It is the transformation that happens inside you during the process. You become someone who trusts themselves, someone who knows from lived experience that they can handle difficulty and come out the other side. And that self-trust, that unshakable knowing that you can do hard things, it changes every other area of your life. Your confidence in relationships deepens. Your belief in your own potential expands. Your ability to show up for yourself strengthens in ways that ripple outward into everything you touch. Finishing is not just about the project. It is about who you become when you refuse to quit. Tip 8. The lesson of protecting your energy from people who only want access to your light. Gemini, you are magnetic. People are drawn to you in ways you do not always recognize. Your energy, your humor, your ability to make people feel interesting and valued and alive. These are rare gifts. And because they are rare, people want access to them. Some of those people are genuine. They love you. They appreciate you. They give back as much as they receive, and the exchange feels balanced and nourishing for both sides. But some of them are not genuine. Some of them show up only when they need something. They call when they are bored. They reach out when their life feels flat and they need your spark to light them up. They take your energy and leave you drained, and when you look around for support, they are nowhere to be found. This season is making it impossible to ignore the difference. The contrast between the people who fill your cup and the people who drain it is becoming sharper and more obvious with every passing week. And the lesson is clear. You must start protecting your energy with the same fierceness that you used to give it away. This does not mean becoming harsh or cutting everyone off. That is not your nature and it never will be. But it does mean becoming honest with yourself about which relationships are mutual and which are parasitic. It means noticing when you feel exhausted after spending time with someone, and honoring that feeling instead of dismissing it. It means understanding that every time you give your energy to someone who does not value it, you are stealing it from someone who does, including yourself. You have spent a long time being available, being the one who shows up, being the one who makes the effort. And some of that comes from a beautiful place of generosity, but some of it comes from a fear that if you stop giving, people will stop wanting you around. And that fear is a lie. The people who only want you for what you provide were never truly yours to begin with. And the people who love you for who you are will respect your boundaries. They will understand when you say no. They will not punish you for prioritizing yourself. This is the season where you learn that protecting your energy is not selfish. It is sacred. It is the most loving thing you can do, not just for yourself, but for the people who actually deserve what you have to offer. Give wisely, give intentionally, and never apologize for keeping enough light for yourself. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Tip 9. The lesson of trusting the timing, even when your mind wants to rush ahead. Your mind works fast, Gemini. We have established that. But what has not been said yet is how much pain that speed causes you when the universe is working on a slower timeline. Because here is the reality. You can see the destination. You can see where you want to be, who you want to become, what you want your life to look like. And because your mind processes so quickly, you expect the external world to move at the same pace. When it does not, you get frustrated. You get anxious. You start to wonder if something is wrong. You start to question whether you are on the right path at all. And in that frustration, you make one of two mistakes. Either you try to force things to happen before they are ready, or you give up entirely because the waiting feels unbearable. Both of those responses come from the same place: a lack of trust in timing. And this season is asking you to develop that trust in the deepest possible way. Think about a seed that has been planted in soil. The moment it is planted, it begins to grow. But you cannot see that growth from the surface. For days, sometimes weeks, there is nothing visible. Just dirt. Just waiting. And if you did not understand how seeds work, you might dig it up to check. You might declare it broken. You might throw it away and plant something new. But underneath that soil, roots are forming. Systems are being built. The foundation is being laid for something that, when it finally breaks through the surface, will be strong enough to withstand any storm. Your life is doing the same thing right now. The things you have been working toward, the prayers you have sent out, the intentions you have set, the effort you have invested, none of it has been wasted. It has all gone underground. It is all forming roots. And the fact that you cannot see the results yet does not mean they are not coming. It means they are not ready yet. And there is a profound difference between something that is not coming and something that is not ready. Timing is not your enemy. It is your protector. Because if certain things had arrived when you first wanted them, you would not have been ready to receive them. You would not have had the wisdom, the maturity, the perspective to hold them properly. The delay was not a punishment. It was preparation. So stop trying to rush what is meant to unfold slowly. Stop trying to control what is meant to surprise you. Stop checking the soil every 5 minutes for signs of life. Instead, trust. Water the ground. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. And know with absolute certainty that what is yours is making its way to you on a timeline that is smarter than your impatience. The breakthrough is closer than you think. But it needs you to stop pulling at it and start trusting that it knows when to arrive. And when it does arrive, and it will, you will look back at this season of waiting and realize it was the most productive season of your entire life. Not because of what you did, but because of who you became while you waited. The patience you are building right now is not passive. It is powerful. It is the kind of patience that holds a vision without gripping it so tightly that it shatters. The kind that keeps moving forward without demanding that every step produce an immediate, visible result. That is mastery, Gemini. And you are learning it right now, whether it feels like it or not. Tip 10. The lesson of finally choosing yourself without guilt. This is the lesson that everything else has been building toward. Every tip before this one was a stepping stone to this single powerful truth. You are allowed to choose yourself. Fully. Unapologetically. Without explanation. Without guilt. Without waiting for permission from anyone else. And for a Gemini, this is revolutionary. Because you have spent so much of your life considering other people. Reading the room. Adjusting your behavior to fit the situation. Dimming your needs to make space for someone else's comfort. Saying yes when every cell in your body was screaming no. You have been a shapeshifter not because you are fake, but because you are deeply empathetic. You feel what other people feel. You see what other people need. And your instinct is to meet those needs, even at the expense of your own. But this season is drawing a line. This season is saying that the era of self-abandonment is over. That you cannot pour from an empty cup, and you cannot light up the world if your own fire is dying. Choosing yourself does not mean you stop caring about others. It means you start caring about yourself with the same intensity. It means that before you say yes to anyone, you check in with yourself first. It means that your rest is non-negotiable. Your peace is non-negotiable. Your dreams are non-negotiable. And anyone who makes you feel guilty for prioritizing those things is showing you exactly why you need to prioritize them. Think about what your life would look like if you truly put yourself first for the next 3 months. Not in a selfish way, in a sovereign way. making decisions based on what you need instead of what everyone else expects, pursuing the goals that light you up instead of the ones that impress other people, spending time with people who make you feel expanded instead of contracted, resting when you are tired instead of pushing through because someone else needs you to be available. That life is not a fantasy. It is available to you right now. The only thing standing between you and that reality is the belief that choosing yourself makes you a bad person. And that belief is false. It always has been. The best version of you. The Gemini who is creative and inspired and magnetic and unstoppable. That version only exists when you are full, when you are rested, when you are aligned with your own truth instead of bending toward everyone else's. So choose yourself. Today, tomorrow, every day after that. Not because you owe it to anyone else, but because you owe it to the person you are becoming. And that person is extraordinary. Let me say this one more time so it lands where it needs to land. You are not being selfish when you choose yourself. You are being honest. You are being brave. You are doing the one thing that everyone tells you to do but nobody teaches you how to do. And the how is simple even if it is not easy. You say no to what drains you. You say yes to what fills you. You stop apologizing for having needs. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. And you start building a life that reflects who you truly are instead of who everyone else wants you to be. That is the lesson. That is the shortcut. And it starts right now. Everything you have heard today was not random. It was not generic advice thrown at a screen. Every single lesson was aligned with the specific energy that Gemini is moving through right now. And if even one of them made your chest tighten or your eyes sting or your mind go quiet for just a moment, that is how you know it was meant for you. This is a turning point. Not the kind that announces itself with trumpets and fireworks, but the quiet kind. The kind that happens when a person finally stops running from themselves and starts running toward what they actually want. You have been carrying so much, Gemini. More than anyone around you realizes. You have been balancing and adapting and performing and giving and pushing through. And somewhere along the way you forgot that you are allowed to simply be. To exist without earning your place. To rest without justifying it. To want what you want without editing it for someone else's approval. The lessons in this video were not meant to overwhelm you. They were meant to free you. Every single one was an invitation to let go of something that has been weighing you down, and to step into a version of yourself that you have always known was there, but never gave yourself permission to become. That version is not waiting in the future. It is here, right now, in this breath, in this decision, in this moment where you decide that enough is enough, and that the rest of your life begins today. You are not too much. You are not too scattered. You are not too complicated. You are exactly what this world needs, and the only thing left is for you to believe that as deeply as I do. Take these lessons with you, not as ideas to think about, but as truths to live by. Write them down if you need to. Revisit them when the doubt returns. Share them with another Gemini who needs to hear this, because these words were not just information. They were activation. They were the gentle push that your soul has been waiting for. The confirmation that what you have been feeling is real and valid and worthy of action. Let them settle into your bones. Let them change the way you show up tomorrow. Let them remind you on the days when doubt creeps in that you were built for something remarkable. And the only shortcut to getting there is finally becoming who you already are. You have two options after this video. Close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.